The biggest puncher, I feel, at the 135 will probably be Gervonta Tank Davis.
Attributes, but do you think he has enough power to sustain?
Well, it's really all about skills.
Tank can do the same thing the mentor did. That's what the mentors, they teach you how to do this thing the smart way.
Boxing legend Floyd Mayweather has reportedly been left stunned after seeing Gervonta Tank Davis's newly bulked-up physique ahead of his highly anticipated showdown with Jake Paul. Traditionally known for his compact build, explosive knockout power, and lightning-quick movement, Tank now appears noticeably bigger, heavier, and visibly more muscular. The transformation has sent shockwaves through the boxing world. Fans, analysts, and trainers are questioning whether this new physique is a brilliant tactical adjustment or a dangerous gamble that may affect his speed, reflexes, and stamina. Mayweather, who mentored Tank for years, openly expressed his surprise at Tank's new look. He hinted that while added muscle could give Tank a devastating physical advantage, it could also alter the very attributes that made him special: his speed, agility, and endurance.
I can't even see who it is. Yeah. Who is the dude? Who is the dude?
That right there is why Gervonta Davis fights don't go the distance.
Gervonta Davis will step into the ring against Jake Paul for an exhibition bout on November 14th in Miami, and one major talking point is the dramatic size difference between the two men. Davis made his name dominating the lighter weight divisions, while Jake Paul typically walks into fights weighing around 190 to 195 pounds, giving him a substantial edge in height, reach, and natural size. This matchup raises intriguing questions about how Tank will handle such a physical disadvantage, especially under boxing rules where reach and weight often shape the dynamics of a fight.
I was training for something like this. Obviously smaller guy. How was this in the training aspect, Jake?
Yeah, just a lot of punching down, practicing, hitting below my knees, and a lot of speed. We're sparring.
That's what we need.
We're sparring.
Warm up.
Some
I know
8-year-olds. I got the 8-year-olds in there.
If I find out anything, I'm gonna beat yo and I'm gonna beat Jaden Love it. On my mama, I'm gonna beat both of y'all ass. On my mama. And he laughing. You know, he laughing.
What are you talking about?
What
does he have to do with this?
Let anything. You know what I'm talking about. Let anything. Nah, I don't have to say it right now. Don't worry about it. I don't gotta say it up here. Let anything happen. And I'm gonna show you and him. Back.
Despite the flashy, entertainment-driven promotion surrounding the event, insiders insist that Gervonta Davis is treating this fight with seriousness and professionalism. Those who have observed Tank in training report intense focus and determination. Analysts studying his demeanor at press conferences describe him as composed, alert, and mentally locked in. For Davis, this fight goes beyond a paycheck or publicity stunt. It represents pride, image, and opportunity. A win against Jake Paul grants Tank massive mainstream publicity and crossover fame beyond the traditional boxing audience. Some believe Tank sees this as a calculated move to expand his global reach and brand outside hardcore boxing circles. While critics dismiss the matchup as a circus act, Tank seems intent on proving he can entertain the masses and still deliver elite-level boxing. His preparation shows a fighter who wants to maintain control of the narrative, not be consumed or defined by it.
Press conference, and you can tell, you can just look at him and tell, like, no, this dude he's gonna get this money for sure, because there's so much money out there to be had. But Jake Paul better be not playing around, man. Not get cute, not play any games, don't hit him in the back of the head, don't rabbit punch him, don't do any of that stuff, man, because Mike Tyson, first of all, a lot of people think Mike Tyson was pulling punches on Jake Paul, and a lot of people think that Anderson Silva was pulling punches on him too. You're not gonna have a little Gervonta out there pulling punches on you, man, if you're out there playing games. So, you know, I don't like the fight at all. However, as far as it being an entertaining situation, I almost guarantee you that fight itself is going to be entertaining. That it's going to be something that you look at and you're going to say, man, Everybody's going to watch it. Everybody's going to want to know what happens in it. But at the same time, it's kind of like what people think, you know, when you see a car crash. Like, you're driving down the road and all of a sudden the traffic gets heavy and you're like, man, I'm going to be in traffic for a long time. And then you drive forward a little bit and then you see, oh man, this is some accident on the other side of the road, and everybody just slowing down to watch. That's the type of entertainment that you can expect from this fight between Gervonta Davis and Jake Paul. There's going to be a lot of people watching it, but I gotta say, man, you really can't blame the guy on what he's doing. And there's a lot of criticism flying on Gervonta Davis. It's not Gervonta Davis's fault that boxing took this turn. This turn of these exhibition fights and people not caring about the belts and all of that stuff came with Floyd Mayweather Jr., man.
Mayweather has often stressed that Gervonta Davis is far more than just a knockout machine. Throughout the years, Floyd has praised Tank as one of the most talented and naturally powerful punchers in his weight class. However, he warns that relying solely on power is a dangerous trap for any fighter. According to Floyd, true greatness requires more defensive awareness, footwork, timing, strategic thinking, and elite ring IQ. Mayweather once referred to Tank as one of the best pound-for-pound boxers, but always reminded him that power alone will never be enough to rule boxing long-term.
Do Inouye deserve to be in the pound for pound? Absolutely. Do Terrence Crawford deserve to be in the pound for pound? Absolutely. But what about Gervonta Tank Davis? He deserved to be somewhere also in the pound for pound.
Why don't they give him that credit?
Because he was affiliated with me.
Floyd Mayweather played a crucial role in Davis's early rise. As part of Mayweather Promotions, Tank not only benefited from Floyd's promotional backing but also his mentorship. Floyd provided guidance on fight strategy, composure under bright lights pressure, and the business side of boxing. But over time, cracks formed in their relationship, and by 2022, the partnership officially ended.
And you black, giving back. So I was working with, I got a fighter, one of the best fighters out there today, Gervonta Tank Davis. Right. I got it when he was young. I put him in a position. Now he's three-time world champion.
The tension between the two runs much deeper than business disagreements. What was once a close mentor-student bond turned into a strained relationship. Tank has claimed that Floyd became controlling, placing him in situations where he could not win, limiting his earning potential and restricting opportunities that would allow Tank to shine independently. According to Davis, Mayweather struggled to celebrate others' success and disliked being overshadowed. Tank has openly accused Floyd of belittling him, even calling him a scumbag during heated moments, suggesting personal resentment behind the scenes.
First of all, Floyd don't never want to see no one like a fighter do better than them. How the say Terrence Crawford should fight Benavidez? That don't make no fucking sense. He don't never want to see nobody be better than him. I'm telling you.
Next in line, just so you're next in line.
Is there like
the last question, guys, that are right there. Is there like a love-hate war, like
yeah, I love the fighter. Like, I ain't gonna lie, if he was like chill, like he'll be the smoothest, but he's not. You know what I mean? He's a great fighter. And my bad. And
you're good, man.
And he because I don't want to say like he's just a scumbag, but it's like he's a great fighter, and sometimes he can be good, but it's like it's always I'm this.
From Tank's perspective, Floyd's ego often eclipses the humility expected of a seasoned sports icon. He recalled moments where Mayweather was praised as one of the greatest by reporters, only for Floyd to immediately rewrite the narrative and insist he was the greatest ever. To Tank, this obsession with legacy and validation sometimes comes at the expense of fairness and truth, and has damaged Floyd's relationships with rising talent.
You're backed by arguably one of the greatest of all time, right? Okay.
In the least amount of fights, I didn't have to have 70 fights or 150 fights, 300 fights. Did I not beat the most world champions?
Yes, you did.
Okay. And in the least amount of fights?
Yes, you did.
Who got the highest gate?
Floyd Mayweather.
Who made the most money?
You did.
Who was the most accurate fighter of all time?
You were.
So it's basically saying that
The greatest of all time.
Okay.
All right.
Just a guy with a job. I have a job though. So who would you fight next?
And guess what? Your job don't pay like my job.
Well, it depends.
Your job don't pay like my job.
That brings me to another point.
I can make 20 million in 18 months because I want to come back and steal some more money. I'm in a whole new era, dominating
That's right.
fighters.
And he's a whole new fighter, Floyd.
A whole new fighter.
Oh yeah.
And when I beat him, what they gonna say? Oh well, we knew this was gonna happen. Floyd Mayweather was a bigger fighter, or he can outbox him, or this. It's always excuses.
Boxing legend Bernard Hopkins spoke with blunt honesty about the impact of Mayweather promotions on Gervonta Davis's career. He argued that Tank wasn't limited by skill, he was limited by Floyd's overpowering presence. Hopkins suggested that Mayweather's guidance eventually became a restraint, not a benefit, and urged Tank to create his own path outside Floyd's shadow. Coming from a respected veteran like Hopkins, this criticism highlighted the risk of being managed by someone whose ego could overshadow a fighter's growth.
I commend Tank on saying, hey, this is my career, you had yours, I respect you from buying me a chain, buying me this, buying me that, take me on a jet, all that's great, but at the end of the day, I'm only going by his interview, you seen it and I seen it. Thank you, Floyd Mayweather, for all the things you gave me. If the intentions was you just looking out for me. But I got an opportunity to fight this big fight. And this soap opera between you and Oscar for all these years, I'm not gonna let it affect me. That's my interpretation. And Tank wants to do the fight, but he had to break away from the chains of somebody he still respects and respected then. And he said, man, I gotta do what I gotta do. This is my career.
Roy Jones Jr. wasn't shocked by Tank's decision to fight Jake Paul. He sees it as a strategic and financially smart move, much like the business-minded decisions Mayweather made throughout his career. Jones acknowledged the risk involved, but he understands the reasoning. This fight blends massive financial reward with global media attention. While Roy doesn't fully endorse the matchup from a purist boxing standpoint, he recognizes it as a calculated business move driven by ambition and long-term brand expansion.
Tank can do the same thing the mentor did. That's what the mentor is for, to teach you how to do this thing the smart way and not get you hurt, not have to take no risk, not to take many chances. Everybody have their own mentors, their own pound for pounds, their own people they want to be like. If he want to be like that guy that y'all say is great and was one of the best ever, why can't he do it? If he make 50 to 100 million fighting Jake Paul, they'll be cool with it because they're cool with you making money. That's what the fan bases are on now. They happy with you just making money being good. Back in our day, they won't be cool with that. You had to prove you was the best. They thought you fought because you wanted to be the best of the division or the best of your era. I want to be the best in my division. As a matter of fact, I want to be the best around my division. Not just in my division, even around my division, I want to be the best. Today's fighters, they have been taught that that's not going to do it nowadays. Nowadays, go for the bag. So everybody is going for the bag.
Trainer Greg Hackett expressed frustration over the backlash Tank has received. He argued that modern boxing fans criticize fighters for every move they make, often without knowing their personal circumstances or motivations. Hackett emphasized that if Tank chooses to fight Jake Paul, it is his decision and it should be respected. No outsider truly understands what a fighter deals with physically, mentally, or financially. Hackett believes fans need to stop trying to dictate careers from the outside and instead appreciate the discipline, sacrifice, and danger that fighters live with every day. His comments reflect a growing frustration among coaches and athletes who feel social media has turned boxing judgment into a constant, toxic circus.
And number 3, the retirement.
I mean, the backlash is just what people do nowadays. That's just, you give somebody a keyboard, you give them a phone, and they able to hide their face, yeah, they gonna have a field day. The backlash I get, I understand. What'd you say, number 2, not fight Shakur?
Yeah, he's saying he'll never fight Shakur, that he ain't gonna do him no favors, that he ain't gonna help him make no money because Shakur broke or something like that. Something along those lines.
Yeah, I don't get all that. That's, you know what I mean, that's against the game. Like, you know what I mean? You at least owe that fight for the game. You know what I mean? You owe the rematch to Lamont for the game. But you owe Shakur for the game just because of the 2 style matchups, you know what I mean? But if he feel like he don't gotta fight him, guess what? We can't sit here and just go crazy about it, but it is kind of crazy. that is kind of corny. You know what I'm saying? If he not gonna fight Shakur, and if he's standing on it like I'm not ever gonna fight you, I'm not doing you no favors. And all right, but then again, you know what? I don't know what them guys got going on. I don't know what they've been through personally. You know what I'm saying? But would I love to see that fight? Hell yeah, I would love to see that fight. And then number 3, you said what? You said retirement. The retirement. Oh, boxing. Boxing. They're around. They're around. It's always gloves around. It's on you. It's on you. I'm chilling. You all right? Yeah, get with me. I know. How you feel? Dark skin boy. That's my man. The retirement is like he done a lot in his career, right? Not everything, but he done a lot. What people don't understand is this business is a lot. This whole experience is a lot. The shit these fighters go through is hard to explain. It's hard to explain because people, they can't see it, so they can't understand it. But it's stressful to the fighters because they coming from just getting ready to fight in the amateurs, being prepared, going out there, win, get it done, celebrate, all right, we back to the next camp. To now, marketing. You're talking about marketing. You're talking about lawyers. You're talking about all this shit that you just never imagined. You're like, why do I have to deal with all of this?
Former world champion Paulie Malignaggi has repeatedly criticized the direction boxing is heading, and Tank vs. Jake Paul is no exception. Malignaggi argued that exhibition-style fights damage the authenticity of boxing. He believes knockouts lose meaning when they happen in mismatched, spectacle-driven events. Paulie warned that these crossover fights mislead casual viewers into thinking they represent true boxing competition, which, in turn, dilutes what professional boxing stands for. In discussions with Chris Algieri, Malignaggi stressed that while such events entertain casual fans, they blur the line between legitimate competition and show business, deepening the conflict between entertainment versus tradition in the sport.
Paulie, knockouts, dude. Knockouts. People like knockouts. They don't care if you're knocking out cab drivers. Look at Jake Paul's career.
You can manufacture that though. You can manufacture that though. You can manufacture.
You can't manufacture.
To a degree, you can. To a degree. I mean, you can't. Yeah, Gervonta legitimately cannot get knockouts. I agree. He can punch, but there's a lot of limited knockout artists though, man.
He's one of the least active punchers in the game with the highest knockout percentage of current heavyweight.
But if he was a real knockout artist, if he was a real knockout artist, prop him up against the best of the best. Felix Trinidad was a knockout artist. He was knocking out the best of the best. If you're a real knockout artist, prop him up against the best and show us how he smokes them. But the way Wayne did when Felix Trinidad was doing it. You know, the way they did when Mike Tyson was doing it in his prime. Okay, say what you want about the Mike Tyson era. He knocked out everyone from 1986 to 1989. Everyone got knocked out. Everyone.
Well, by your standard, you could say that Tyson was, to a degree, manufactured.
No,
and
because
Teddy
he
Atlas
fought everyone that was there. Everyone that was there at that time he fought.
Teddy Atlas will 100% agree with this.
With the expense of
Witherspoon. That were afraid of him.
With the exception of Witherspoon. No, but they all, doesn't matter. He knocked them all out. There was nobody you could say in that era except maybe Witherspoon, who had contract issues with King at the time. Except for Witherspoon, there is nobody Tyson didn't fight in that era. He knocked them all out. You can't say like, oh, but if he would have fought that guy, I don't know. No, with Davis, there's guys right now that have been hanging around for years. Yo, dude, when are you gonna fight them? The lightweight division was stacked with talent. Even at 130, it had a lot of talent when he was there. Didn't fight almost anyone. So it's not the same thing as the Tyson era. You want to say anything about Tyson era? Fine. It wasn't as high level or something. He still knocked out everyone.
Boxing analyst Showbiz the Adult offered a more optimistic view. Initially concerned about Tank's size disadvantage, his opinion changed after witnessing Tank's composure, mindset, and sharpness at the press conference. Showbiz observed that Davis carried himself like a man who understood the magnitude of the event, confident, calm, and fully in control. He believes fans may be underestimating Tank's ability to use skill, timing, and ring IQ to offset Jake's size and power. Showbiz suggested that this fight could surprise many who assume Jake's physicality will dominate, hinting that Tank's technical brilliance may be the deciding factor.
Not this kid. Listen, I was feeling that Jake Paul was going to knock out Tank. This press conference made me feel a little bit more confident about Tank. No cap. I know Tank wasn't saying much, fumbling over his words, seems bashful. But I'm looking, right? And I'm just like, bro, he doesn't feel that Jake Paul is an issue. Even though he said it, he doesn't feel like he has to whoop his ass. He doesn't feel threatened. That's the word. He doesn't feel threatened, but he does feel out of his element. I'm gonna be honest, man. It sounds like, I know everybody's looking at this press conference and it's like, number one, I know what y'all saying. It's a clown show. It's not real. Tank was paid off. It's fake. Cause Tank, when he was talking about Jake and JV, even I was like, what is he talking about?
He laughing.
What are you talking about? What does he have to do with this?
Let anything, you know what I'm talking about. Let anything. Nah, I don't have to say it right now. Don't worry about it. I don't got to say it up here. Let anything happen.
Promoter Eddie Hearn criticized Davis's decision to fight Jake Paul rather than pursue legacy-defining matchups. According to Hearn, Tank chose the most profitable and least dangerous option. He estimated that Tank could earn $30 to $40 million from the Paul exhibition, far more than a Lamont Roach Jr. rematch, which he said was a 50-50 fight financially and competitively. Hearn argued that if Tank truly wanted to challenge himself, he would have accepted a unification bout against Shakur Stevenson, a fight that would test skill, heart, and legacy. Hearn firmly predicted that Stevenson would beat Tank, praising Shocker's timing, precision, patience, and boxing IQ as superior qualities.
You were Tank's promoter. What would the next step be for Tank?
I heard they were going to fight Jake Paul. When I see Jake Paul at the event, and I see Jake Paul posting from the private jet with a picture of Gervonta.
Yeah, slapped it.
Yeah, but they had that for a reason. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Because you had to buy it, you had to get it made.
Yeah, but I can't believe that fight was going to happen. But anyway, crazy stuff's happening. Yeah, you got to rematch Lamont Roach. You got to. It'll probably get ordered. That's the reality by the New York State Athletic Commission. But listen, they may have got lucky because the only fight for Tank outside of after Lamont Roach was Shakur Stevenson.
Facts.
Right? Now they've got another opponent that will do well at the gate because of the controversy.
Yep.
And it ain't Shakur Stevenson. I keep telling people Shakur Stevenson beats Tank. You cannot say that Shakur Stevenson would not have beaten Tank last Saturday.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, he would have.
Former world champion Timothy Bradley expressed confidence that Gervonta Davis will have an easy night against Jake Paul. Bradley pointed out the massive gap in experience between them, noting that Jake has only faced a handful of professional boxers. He believes Tank's speed, timing, accuracy, and defensive sharpness would quickly expose Jake's flaws. Bradley stated the only real danger for Tank is if he takes Jake too lightly. His comments reflect a broader shift in boxing, where traditional elite fighters now collide with modern celebrity influence, as seen in the Davis vs. Paul spectacle.
And say that it ain't fixed, because check this out, Tank ain't gonna lose this fight. Hell no. Hell no. Tank ain't losing this fight. Too many holes. Man, Jake don't have enough experience. Yeah, man, this gonna be taking candy from a baby. You know, Jake is missing the rules. See, this is what happens when you don't grow up in the game. When you don't grow up in the game, man, at a young age, this is what happens. You know, you start reading your own press clippings. That's what Jake is doing. You know, fighting this lower level competition, and now he think he the ish. Now he think he the man. He ain't the man. You kidding me? He is not the man. Oh no, yeah, false sense of security. Now he trying to pick on small folks, right? You know, and I don't mean that in a bad way. Yeah, I'm just saying size-wise. Yeah, that's another thing, boxing one-on-one.
What do you think? Is Gervonta Davis fighting Jake Paul a smart strategic move, or is it a step backward for the sport of boxing? Share your thoughts below.